Jurassic Junkie here, and I'm not allowed to say the word awesome. Welcome to the Friday Night Rant. So yes, over the last couple of videos apparently I've picked up the habit of saying the word awesome now, and I didn't really notice, but luckily enough my girlfriend Jo was happy enough to point it out and told me if I do it again I'm going to get a bollocking. So I'm not allowed to say the word awesome. So let's start us off by having an awesome drink. Because it's my birthday in about 6 hours or something like that, I've just gone with a drink that I love. I've had it many times before, but I just want it because it's my birthday, and that is Krabby's. And it's freezing cold, there's beads of sweat on there, and I can tell you now, I can't wait to drink this. I've been craving for it all day. You beautiful ginger beast. Oh, God. Oh, she's too good. So, overall having a great weekend. So far I am. I've been off for a week, which is awesome. I'm off for another week, and like I said, it's my birthday in a few hours, which is awesome, so I should be getting some gaming stuff. Fingers crossed, Mass Effect stuff, but we shall soon see. So, let's crack on with the thing that popped up in the news this week, and I just want to talk about it, and that is paedophiles. So, what's happened this week is this actually happened back, I think, in October. It came to light around about December, but it's only come to light on the actual internet over the last few weeks, I think. And what it is was a man who uses Nintendo DS to surf the internet, and what he looked at on the internet wasn't entirely appropriate, especially for his type of job. So this gentleman looked at some naughty things on his DS and decided to sell it and not wipe it, even though I've told you a million times, wipe your data, but he wasn't listening. So he sold it, passed it to a woman, she booted it up and found some photos of some underage naked boys on there. First of all, that's really bad, but it makes it worse. The person that actually sold it to the lady was a man of the cloth. So a Catholic priest was actually looking at photos of child porn on his DS and then decided, I'll sell that, and probably going to get no repercussions from that. Which is absolutely crazy for one, doing it, two, being sick like that, and three, just, clear your data. So he got caught, and then when he was questioned, he says to his detectives, oh no, I was just looking at gay porn of people over the age of 18. If you want any proof, check my PC, because I've been looking at some stuff on there as well. So they checked his PC out and found even more. So yeah, it's all coming to light. I think at the end of March he goes into court and we'll get to find out exactly what happens with him, but chances are he's going to get a good old buggering. And the worst thing out of all of it is, I just can't understand, if you're going to look at child porn, you need to do it in 1080p. Oh, he didn't! So, no, on a side note, it is sick. It's a terrible thing that, obviously, he's been looking at child porn. He's a disgusting man. And the thing is, I'm so glad that he didn't clear his data, because they've caught him now. And fingers crossed, he'll throw away the key. So, yeah, that's the first random bit of thing that I read and just went, people are idiots and disgusting. But moving on to the thing that I love to talk about, and that is Mass Effect. So, first of all, a few people might be going, oh, is he going to moan about the ending? No, I've still not got to the ending. I've read on the internet that apparently BioWare are actually saying they are going to be changing the ending now, but I've not read the article myself, so I can't say it's 100%. Jo's read it, and then when she tries to talk to me back, I just go, la 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 la, because I don't want to know anything about it, and when I get to the end, I'll read it and catch up on it. But anyway, the thing what I wanted to talk about is the Kinect for Mass Effect, because everything so far, Mass Effect feels pretty much a perfect game. It all works very, very fine. The Kinect is a very cool feature, you know what I mean? It's not pushed on upon you, but it's there if you want to use it, and it's quite cool going the aura, singularity, and shouting words out like that, and they just doing it. That's pretty damn cool. And I couldn't pick a fault with it, really, because if I ever said something, it always picked it up, and yeah, it was very, very responsive. The only problem is the Kinect is always listening, and if you say something, it'll always get it right and pick the right decision. But the only trouble is, if you say something completely unrelated to the game, it will also have a stab in the dark at it. Now, I found this out when Jo popped her head and said, would you like a cup of tea? And the Kinect listened to it and went, okay, then that must mean this, and instantly activated the mission for me. I was like, oh crap, I don't know if I picked a good or bad choice. I don't know what just happened. So I quickly put my headset back on and jumped in. I was like, what just happened? So that's the first time it happened. I was like, that's weird. It's an odd one, do you know what I mean? That's fine. And then this morning, which was quite weird, I was playing a part where I'm in a cave, so it's quite dark, quite scary. The music was eerie. I've got my Turtle Beach headsets on, so the atmosphere is 10 times what it would be normally, and I was just listening, and there was the odd noise, and it was kind of freaky. And the next minute was these really loud noises going off, like boom, boom, boom. I was like, what the hell's going on? And it did make me jump. And then I realised it was myself, Shepard, was firing the warps out. I was like, what the hell? And it really made me jump. I thought, why am I doing this? Is the controller knackered? Why am I firing warps out? And then I took my headset off and realised next door was drilling. And every time they drilled, it went, and that noise apparently means warp to a connect. So it was listening to the drill. Every time they drilled, it fired a warp out my hands, which is a very weird thing to do. So fair enough, I could just turn the connect off or something like that, but it's just a very odd thing. You've got to remember that the connect is always listening. So some of you may have seen that I picked up a PS Vita over this week, and I've been playing on it. Now, I've not done loads of playing on it yet to actually be able to form a proper opinion, but from what I've seen so far, very, very nice device. It's very responsive, screen is great and everything like that, but there's two things that have annoyed me straight away. The first one was the PlayStation 3, again, a unit that I've just sold, but one thing I did like about the PlayStation 3 was simply, when you turn it on, I used to have my user, Joe's user, and you used to just pick it and that was it. All our settings come up nice and easy, and it just worked. And I quite like that side of the PlayStation 3. So I kind of guessed that's how the Vita would work, you know what I mean? We'd set up profiles and we'd just log in with each one. So Joe created a new network ID and set that up, and that was that. And then I went to go and create mine and couldn't quite work out how I would do so. And then I had a quick look on the internet, and apparently if you want to have multiple IDs on a PS Vita, you need to buy separate Vita memory cards. Now the annoying thing is the memory cards aren't cheap in the first place, and you could buy a small one and you can cram one ID on there, or you can buy a really expensive big one and still cram one ID on there. Now I've read on the internet some people say you can partition it and be able to get two people on there, but I'm not 100% if you can do that. But straight away, just out the box experience made me went, that's a bit annoying that I can't put two users on there straight away. But then I said, that's fine, tell you what, you put your user on it and I'll play through you. I've got no problem with that. I'll just, most games have probably got multiple slots, which should be fine. So I was having a look at the Rayman Origins, and I quickly typed on the internet how many save slots are on there, because obviously sometimes you get 1, 2, 3 slots. So I just wanted to know if Rayman was going to have it. And I instantly come across a forum post of somebody saying the same thing. Him and his wife brought the Vita, they both wanted to play together, but it will only let you have one save. So they can't play it until the other person's completed it. So straight away again, I was like, that's still very, very annoying. And then the third thing, which is just the icing on the cake, I know I said 2, but I'm going to go with a 3 now. Joe picked up her first game, which was second-hand. So we chucked it into the Vita, and the first thing it said was, this game is already tied to another Vita, so you cannot get any trophies for this, but you can play the game. So again, a quick Google on the internet, and what you can actually do is go onto the actual game card and wipe the trophies clean and start it fresh for your actual Vita. So that's fine, you can get around it. But what that does mean is all the trophies are tied to the actual game card. So if you're going to borrow that game to somebody else, they won't be able to get any trophies, and if they decide to wipe it so they can get some trophies, they'll be wiping your trophies at the same time. So it's annoying that they've kind of locked it down to force people to perhaps buy more cards or more Vitas and stuff like that. So just that kind of thing annoyed me from the get-go. So I was a bit, I could say fuming within the first hour. But then that passed, that's just my normal ranting mode, and I was like, you know what, these annoying features. But then a lot of good features came out. One is just how you can have multiple windows open and you ain't got closed other things. It's just, everything just works very, very nice in the Vita. And the thing, which is just the icing on the cake for it, just makes it go, at last, is party chat. With the PlayStation 3, now, I'm 99% sure the PlayStation 3 doesn't have party chat. I could never find it. I've just quickly put it on Facebook. No one could back it up. Now, I know you've got in-game chat, but on the Xbox, the thing that sells the Xbox for me more than anything is the fact is I'll sit on Skate 3 and I'll jump on the headset, join in a party, and I'll talk to my mates who are on playing Call of Duty or something like that. So that's the greatest thing. I like the idea. We can all play different games, but we can all talk together. Now, the PlayStation never had that, and to me, that's a major feature because I am a big online player. And over these years, I always thought PlayStation was going to release it and say, right, here it is at last, and they never did. But the Vita is there from the get-go, so as soon as I found it, I saw party, I was like, I need to test this, so instantly went on, put Dog on my Lens on there, and then I told Joe to open up a random application just to see if it killed the app, and it didn't. We managed to actually talk to somebody else while doing a different game, which is awesome. So The Vita's got that, that's ace, and yeah, it just feels like it's a decent piece of hardware. But don't get me wrong, I'm not going to say it's awesome, I'm not going to say it's terrible, I ain't had enough time to get my teeth into it, but that's some things that annoyed me and some things that I thought was quite great about the Vita. One thing else that I like about it, but then again, it's not just Vita, I like how they're starting to do cross platforms now, because this is something that I've always liked the idea of, and it never really came to light. Over the past few years I've always said, why can't Xbox play the PlayStation and all this lot? And it sounds like it's starting to happen now, because first of all, the Vita can actually obviously play some PlayStation 3 games, and that will be awesome when that's actually rolled out properly. I don't know if any games are fully compatible, but I've only got 2 games, so I can't really say yes or no on that. But anyway, this week something very awesome happened. What it is not only did a game go cross-platform, it also went cross-genre and also cross-game. Now, a few of you may straight away know exactly what I'm talking about. For the people that don't, EVE Online is a MMO on the PC, and Dust 514 is a first-person shooter on the PlayStation 3. Now, they've actually made it so they both work together. Now, if you're playing the first-person shooter on the PlayStation 3 in Dust 514, if you're going through and you go, you know what, the enemies over there probably could look a lot better on fire. Let's send some lasers down. And what you do is you send in a call for backup, and it goes over to the PC into EVE on an MMO and sends out the signal, and then somebody will come across on a spaceship and fire like an iron cannon, and fire like an iron curtain straight down to the planet and actually fry the people in the FPS, which is pretty damn awesome. Now, I know a lot of games are starting to get there now. We're hearing like different other platforms are starting to speak to other ones, which is good, we're getting there. And what I want to say really is that's what I want to see this year at E3. Over the past few years, it feels like developers have been pushing the hardware, and they've been thinking outside the box, but with hardware all the time. So that's how the Kinect's been born, obviously the Wii and all that lot. And like, to be fair, when it first all came out, I was like, oh, this is awesome. But I think the hardware side of it needs to quiet down now. All the time, obviously, we're going to need new consoles, so give us more powerful units. But stop spending all your time and resource into trying to sell us these silly peripherals that we don't need. What I want to see from E3 is people thinking outside the box, but with the software side of things. So exactly like you just shown there, 2 different games working together. I want to get that wow factor from a game, and not from a game that's being powered by some brand new peripheral. And the other thing I want to see at E3 is obviously some Half-Life news. Right, so one thing that I wanted to touch upon last week, but I didn't have enough time, and that is Game. So Game's obviously been in the news quite often for the last few weeks for all the wrong reasons, and that is because it looks like they are actually going under. And it's been confirmed over the last few days now they've actually gone into administration, and I would have thought the shops would have actually closed down, but they're still operating at the moment. Fire sales are still going on, but what is actually said now is they've got to actually pay the rent for the shops on Sunday, and that is a very small £21 million. On top of that, they need to pay £12 million to the staff for the wages at the end of the month. £10 million needs to be paid in VAT, £40 million needs to be given out to the suppliers, and £100 million needs to go out to the actual lenders. So the banks and all that lot that have been bailing them out, they need to give them £100 million on top of all this. Now, what's been said is the company that's actually purchased Comet was looking to actually purchase Game, well, the Game Group, and they said they've put a bid in for them. But I've read on the internet that that bid was rejected by the banks, so the banks didn't want them to actually put it through. But at the same time, I've also heard that the bid wasn't correct and they couldn't actually accept it. So again, grey area, but what we do know is they're into administration, so the chances are the doors may be closing very soon. And the sad thing is, a lot of people are actually going to be out of jobs. I think it was 10,000 people that were actually put out of jobs, which is a shame. So I am hoping that we do get somebody to come in and actually buy these shops, because if they do, they'll probably keep the staff on, and 10,000 people get to keep the jobs. We all get to keep our actual game stores. We all live happily ever after, apart from the new company hopefully will adopt, sell games to gamers and speak to gamers on a gamer's level, instead of just going in and sell, which it always felt like it was to me. So that is it, that brings us to the end, and the reason I haven't got loads of information this week is because I've been a hermit. I've not sat on the internet surfing stuff. I haven't been becoming irate by different things, because I've just sat here and played nothing but beautiful Mass Effect. And with that brings us quite perfect along to the question of the week. And what it is today I wanted to know something out about a particular character in Mass Effect. I won't say anything because I don't want to ruin it for anyone who's not played it or have probably around the same part where I am. But anyway, wanted to know something about a particular person, so I quickly googled it. And I went to the Mass Effect Wikipedia. Now, normally on these wiki sites, they are really good to actually say the word spoiler and you know not to read something because a spoiler's coming up. And I was a bit shocked really because I wanted to learn something about a particular character. And let's just say I learnt something I didn't want to know about a particular character and they never had the word spoiler. And as soon as I seen it, my heart sank and I was just like, bah! And I was very, very angry that I just read those few little words. So I'm not going to say anything, and please do not guess what it is, because to be fair, you're probably wrong, and what you'll end up doing is giving me another spoiler. But the entire point is spoilers. Have you ever had a game before and you've gone, you know what, I don't want to know nothing about it, and the internet can be a bugger sometimes, and if you read the news, sometimes they're constantly talking about it and they always say, don't want to spoil it, but... So, have you ever got a game before and it got spoiled by the internet? To be fair, I've done pretty well. I've never had the internet spoil any games, and they let this little spoiler go. It's not a big one, but enough to make me go, that really, really annoyed me for knowing that little fact. But still, what game have you played that the internet spoiled for you? So thank you very much for watching, guys. As always, take it easy, enjoy your weekend, and I shall sit, play Mass Effect, and probably get a little bit drunk tonight. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Cheers. Bye. Oh, we didn't!